Oh my God. Why? Will someone please tell me why? Like, the more as my life progresses, the more I really start to wonder that I am like a very, very, very extremely special person on this planet. Not special necessarily in a good way. Because if I was a special person, why am I going through all this hell? Please, someone explain something to me. Like either something or someone or some energy wants to take me out and wants to see me dead. And as soon as I said dead, that is really weird. My video just like faded in and out, or faded brightly. I mean, let me. I don't even know where to begin. Besides the fact that, and now I'm getting a text message. So, if you've been following me, you know what's happening. My depression, my anxiety, my taxes, the fact that I may lose this home, the fact that it's on someone else's property. Regardless of how long you've been with me, you really still haven't, you will never scratch the surface. That I've said this so many times on this channel. I have been through and seen things that normal people just don't go through. Bear with me, I'm going to get something to drink. I understand that people go through hard times. I understand. I'm not talking about just bad stuff that's happened to me, because I know bad stuff has happened to a lot of people. I'm talking about as a whole. At my age, everything that I've been through, seen, experienced, I don't think not that many people I'm 48. How many people at 48 have been through the weird, hard, strange, I've been through, like, it's just, and it's not just bad stuff, because people could say, well, at least you're not homeless. You're right. It's things that are like beyond coincidences. Let me get my cord and I'll explain to you something. Alright, so a lot of people, if I say like a couple things happened to me, they'll say, oh, that was just a coincidence. That was just a coincidence. But if they give me their time, and I mean a lot of time, and I tell them so much has happened, they're going to start to look at me and they're going to be like, something's going on here. This is not a coincidence. Like, I wish so much that I could get with someone, because my memory's starting to fade as I get older, and write a damn autobiography. And I wish they could turn it into a damn movie. I really do. But it would definitely have to be rated like super rated R. Like no kids would be allowed to see this. Because I've been through some stuff that I wouldn't. And I think some of the scenes, like, I don't think it'd be mentally good for some people to watch. Unless you're like strong-minded. Because I've been through some stuff. It says my memory's low. I don't understand why. I thought I deleted. I went to the tax office today. They lowered the taxes a little bit, but they still value this house at way more than I can afford. Why do I keep seeing that device? Oh, device is hot. I don't know. It says that it may turn off because the temperature's hot. It's 82 degrees in my house. That's when I normally have it on, because I can't afford to have the air conditioner on. And with my arthritis, but normally my phone does not say that unless I'm like 96 degrees outside. So I don't know what's going on. But the thing is, like, I still want to share with you weird stuff that's happened to me. Like, I need to write down, I have it somewhere written down, all of the law of attraction, things that have happened to me. Because I can't say all bad stuff's happened to me. But, like, I would say more bad stuff than good stuff. But it's stuff that, it's like, if you connect the dots, it's like, what did it mean? Like, why is my habitat house that I was supposed to have sold to me? Why is it literally right in my backyard and then up the way? Like, if I go in my backyard, I see it staring in front of me. That's just a coincidence. Oh, really? When I start telling people all the stuff that's happened to me in my life, they literally start telling me, like, that is not a coincidence anymore. What does it mean? I don't know. I think it means obviously something, but is it good? Is it bad? Is it in between? I've always had the feeling that I wasn't supposed to be here. That, like, the older I get, the more I feel like I was supposed to have died a long time ago. And I know that comes up with my upbringing, of what I was told by my family. So subconsciously, I know that that could affect on how I feel about my life. But why is life also like responding back as if it doesn't want me in it? And why is my thing saying that's gonna die? Okay, I had to literally put the phone in the freezer. And I know I look like a crazy person, but you know what? Even if I was crazy, I think I have a right to be crazy, considering the fact that I've been locked up in a mental hospital before. Not once, but like many times. I'm telling you, I need an autobiography. If there's one thing I need, is I need someone to freaking write my story for me. Sorry, I'm a little bit high on caffeine because I treated myself to a tiny, tiny bit of Coke. And no, I'm not talking about this tiny stuff of green nose. I'm talking about soda. I'm very caffeine sensitive, especially if I haven't had caffeine in like months and months. Then just a little sip, like, yeah. I just cannot believe that when I look back on my life, I'm just. Of course, I can believe it because I'm the one who lived it, but I'm just saying it's just like. I don't. Maybe it's part of my mental illness because I'm trying to figure things out. Maybe there's nothing to figure out. Life is just unfair and it shits on you. I get that. But there's too many things that are connected. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to eventually tell you, if you stick with me long enough, I'm going to tell you one by one, either in a long video or individually, on how the law of attraction, of course, worked for me in the positive. So at least I can shed some positive light. Because like I said before, a lot of shit's happened to me, but not all of it was bad, okay? Just, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I still want to start and begin to tell you, but it's so much. And my memory's getting bad. It's just like, well, real quick on what's going on right now is I found out, remember I told you that there's land that my house is on that I don't even own? I found out, like, more information on that. That's not good. Like, there is a title company out there that doesn't even know who owns the title of the land. But yet, there's another company that owns the taxes. And it's just, it gets, the more you look into it, the deeper down the rabbit hole it gets. Like, eventually, I'm already running in 9 minutes. Eventually, I'm going to have to get an attorney, and I don't have that kind of money. So I need financial help. I need someone financially to help me get an attorney. You know what? Just forget the money. Just get me an attorney. I don't want the money. Why not? Because I'm going to spend on an attorney anyway. So if you need someone that can do pro bono for me, that lives in Texas, then you know what? Show them this video. Or put in the comments their name and number. Like, I desperately need an attorney. For squatters' rights, and then also because my house is sitting on land that I don't own. I'm saying point blank. And then, yes, I will eventually get into more videos. I will eventually do more food videos, and I hope maybe write a book, share with you crazy things that's happened to me. Like, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. Like when I peed on the bus in Dallas, when I got fettuccine Alfredo, when I didn't even ask for it, but I got it exactly the way I wanted it, to how I got video games that never even was out yet, that never even, they weren't even out yet and I got them. To how someone that I knew that was dirt poor got a brand new Hyundai Tiburon sports car. To just, I have it all written down. I have it all written down. Just things that just like popped into the universe like magic that just doesn't happen. And then horrible stuff that's happened to me. And how, like, why is it there's too many connect the dots. There's too many. But when I connect the dots, it doesn't give me any information. It doesn't say, oh, I figured it out. It's this or that. Like, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what am I doing or what am I not doing on why my life has had so much shit crapped on me, and it's still happening and it's getting worse. Like every time I turn around, I'm having another ultra major loss in my life. And I've said it, I don't know how many times on this channel. I am very responsible when it comes to finances and money. I should be in a way better financial place than what I'm in now. The way my life is, if you would say this person not living this way, they're going through all that. If you would have shown, but just, didn't show the face, like say this person, but didn't show the person that it's me. If you said this person living in this small town has went through all of this and this is where they're living, and you would have shown me that like 30 years ago, I would have been like, oh my goodness, that poor person. The only thing I can figure out is they must have been really irresponsible, and they probably did drugs and didn't do the right things, and they didn't have their life in gear, and they probably made a lot of stupid, bad choices. It was probably very irresponsible. And then the person says, that's going to be you later on. I'd be like, there's no way. Was it because you were irresponsible? No. It was not because I was irresponsible or made bad choices or did drugs or this or that or whatever. Like, it was out of my control. It was completely out of my control. Like, I think if I could live my life 100 more times, it probably still would have happened. Of course, if I could live my life 100 more times, if I could just live my life one more time, I would tell my past self, buy Bitcoin. As soon as you figure out what it is, start doing research on it. And as soon as it comes into being, when Bitcoin is not even a penny, buy all of it. Just buy as much as possible or mine it. Do whatever you can. Get into Bitcoin. And then I would tell myself 60,000 is when you sell. $60,000 is when you sell. Because that's the highest it ever went to, right? And I would have bought Bitcoin at less than a penny. And at one time it was 60,000. Now it's dropped again. Or I could have said sell it when it's at 1,000. Whatever. It wouldn't have made a difference if you buy it at a penny. I wouldn't have to wait till 60,000. If I buy a penny, I could have probably sold it at when it was a 400 or 500 or a couple thousand and still made millions. If you're buying it at a penny a coin. Actually, less than a penny a coin. Oh, I don't know anymore. I'm so done with life. I'm so done with life. I've said this before on my channel. Someone could literally, I could win the lottery. Like, I could play the lottery and win like $10 million. And I can guarantee you, it wouldn't faze me one bit. I would just look at it. Of course, the first thing I think is this is not right. I can't believe I won. But like, I would look at it over and over again, like most people do, and check the numbers like 100 times and be like, this is not me. But then once it finally, I realized that yes, I've checked the numbers. I have all the numbers exactly right. I am the winner. Like, would it faze me? Of course it would faze me. I would lie, but to what extent? It wouldn't. It wouldn't. Because I live with a broken heart. And once you have a broken heart, money doesn't do much. When your health is bad, money doesn't do much. When your hopes and your dreams has been stomped on over and over and over again, and you had to sacrifice over and over again and kept losing over and over again, when you had to pretend to be someone that you're not, when you had to settle, they say, oh honey, but just don't ever settle in life, like as in settle for whatever, when you had to settle and keep settling, right? Because you had your eyes on a better prize. I settle now, but I'm going to get the reward in the future. I'm going to be cheap now and make myself miserable, but I have a reward in the future. I'm going to make sacrifices now, but I'm going to have a reward in the future. That is my whole life story. Sacrifice, settle, live extremely below my means. Not just in my means, not just below my, but it live extremely below my means. But one day I'll have something. I'll have something nice. I either never got it, or I had it for a very short time and it was taken from me. Just taken from me. Like I said before, I have lost so much. How many people can say they lost not one, not two? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 3 homes. 3 homes. Possibly 4, maybe even 5. But have never, ever been late, behind, or delinquent on not one bill in their entire life. How many people can actually say that? How many people can actually say that? Please introduce me to them. I've said it before on this channel. What I lost, I'm not going to repeat it for my peeps that know what's going on. They don't want to hear the same story a million times over. Look in my video description. Read my autobiography. If and when I finally come out with them, I'm not going to say if. And the sad thing is, I'm not making any of this shit up. None of it. None of it. It's just like I remember one time, just something crazy, and I think I've shared this before, but you know what? I've shared it, I'm going to share it again. This is my channel. I remember one time, this is just the weird, crazy, bad shit that's happened to me, right? I remember one time I went to the emergency room, and I think it was because my stomach was hurting really, really bad. And I was at the emergency room, and they had me on that hospital bed, the kind that rolls, so they don't have to tell you to get out of bed. They can just roll you down the hall into the operating room and roll you down another hall, right? So I am laying on the bed with a gown on. It's not a woman's gown. It's a unisex gown. It's a light blue looking, just basic gown that they give you in the hospital, right? I'm laying there. I have no makeup on. I didn't dress like a woman or dress femininely. I didn't do anything to try to trick someone. If I have feminine features, I can't help that. Now, you might look at this video and say, he has feminine features. Because, I have a 5 o'clock shadow and my hairline. But my hairline wasn't always like this. And normally, a lot of times I shave. And this is before I looked all, because now I look old. I mean, let's be real, I look old. So I'm just giving this as a weird, one of these weird things that's happened to me, right? And it's a lot. So, I'm in the hospital, I'm in the emergency room. I almost positive I'm there because my stomach is hurting really bad. But I don't remember exactly. But, I had went to a church one time, a church. I'm not going to get onto the details, though I may and I could and I just might. But the pastor or the owner or whatever, or one of the pastors, I guess he worked in the emergency room. Well, he did because I found out that night. So anyway, I'm laying there. mind my own business, and they're like, someone's going to get you for an x-ray to find out what's going on, with your stomach or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just laying there. I'm not saying anything. Again, I have no makeup on, no jewelry. I'm just laying there plain Jane in a gown. And right away I noticed when I looked up, I was like, I think that's the pastor of that church that I went to a few times. But I didn't say anything because I'm just not feeling well. I'm just laying there and I'm just a patient that's just getting tested. Like, I'm just standing there like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not negative, positive. I'm just there. I'm a patient there. I'm sick. So instead of saying, let's say my last name is, I don't know, Peterson. Instead of saying Mr. Peterson, he's like, how are we doing today, Mrs. Peterson? No, Peterson's not my last name, but if it was, he didn't address me as sir, he addressed me as ma'am. He was like, you're not feeling too good today, Mrs. Peterson. And like, he looked right at me. And before I could say, I'm Mr. Peterson, or, hey, I'm my first name, me from the church, before I could say anything, and keep in mind, I'm not fast to speak because I'm at the hospital because I'm sick. So he misgenders me. He made that mistake. I didn't make a mistake. He did. He's like, so how you doing, Miss Pearson? Oh, still in that homosexual lifestyle. Excuse me? Laying in this bed because my stomach hurts in the hospital, how does that equate to a homosexual lifestyle? You misgendered me because I have feminine features, or maybe because I have a feminine spirit, and your spirit reads that. But you don't want to admit that you misgendered me, or maybe you don't want to admit that I have a female spirit. So instead of apologizing or facing the fact that maybe I do, you reverse it and blame me and say I'm living a homosexual lifestyle. What does homosexuality have to do with anything right now? I'm just laying in this bed. Whether I'm gay or not, you misgendered me. And even if you misgendered, even if I was a trans person, that doesn't mean I'm a homosexual. Who you're sexually attracted to and who you are. But I'm not trying to represent anything. I'm not even representing a man. I'm representing a sick person. I'm just laying on a bed. I didn't say shit to you. Okay? You misgendered me and said Mrs. Peterson instead of Mr. Peterson. And then right away he was like, you still in that sin, still living that homosexual lifestyle. And then he just started preaching, like, tell me that I'm wrong, and I'm like laying there, I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, and I want to speak up so bad. I want to say, what do I have makeup on? Am I throwing a gay pride parade? Like, I'm just laying here on a freaking bed. Like, what is your problem, dude? Do you think that's the first time that someone's called me ma'am? No. I've been called more ma'am than I have been called sir. I'm not even exaggerating. I have friends that will back that up. Why? What is the universe trying to tell me? You know how many times people have told me that when they look at me, they see a woman or a female? They don't see my outer appearance. Like, friends that's known me for years. They're like, you know what I'm saying? And these are total strangers. And why does this keep coming on? My thing keeps coming on. Like, saying device, whatever. I don't know. I'm going to cut it short. All I'm saying is I have a lot to share. And unfortunately, I have to end it, like, soon. Like, really soon. It might just end on me. If it ends on me, I apologize. I didn't end it. It stopped. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that happened to me in the hospital. How is it very hot? I'm just going to sit down here. I don't know what's going on. I remember one time, actually I think this happened at least twice, at least once, probably more than that. But I guarantee you it's happened at least once, probably more. I go to the urology clinic because I'm having urinary issues. And before, if you were a guy, it didn't matter who you were, gay, straight, trans, whatever, it didn't matter. If you had urinary issues, there was only one part of this clinic, and you had to go to the OBGYN. Urology, OBGYN, it was all one. Okay? So if you're a guy, fully a guy, and related as a guy, you'd still have to check into the OBGYN clinic. Period. At this hospital. They just put all in one. So I go up there to check in, and I kid you not, she looks right at me and asks me, when was your last menstrual cycle? I'm like, I'm a guy. I'm sorry, ma'am. Still calls me ma'am. This actually happened now that I remember. It was happening a few times. Well, that's different. They're used to seeing women. That's true. That's true. That's true. But when she looks right at me and then asks again, and I have to like clarify, say, I am a guy. And then she says again, I'm so sorry. Please have a seat, ma'am. And she's not being funny. I have hairy arms. They used to be more hairy, and hairy legs. I can't tell you how many times I have been out in public, especially with my friends are witness to this, and people have seen that I don't have breasts. Hello. And I have been called ma'am, and people look right dead at me and never apologize and still call me ma'am. And they're not, I understand homophobic people and people that are just kind of be funny. People get, like, I've had that too. I'm talking about people that seriously, like, think that I'm a woman. But yeah, I have no makeup on. And I'm not wearing stereotypical women's clothing. Like a pair of khaki shorts for men and a t-shirt and no makeup. Like, if anything, I look like a boy. Hello. Like stereotyping. It's happened so many times. And I've had so many friends witness this. And they're just like, what is going on? Like what is the universe trying to tell me? That I'm a woman? That I have a female, or that I have a female spirit? I'm not saying I'm a woman. I'm not saying I'm a female spirit. I'm saying, what is the universe telling me? One or the other, or both? Or something entirely different that we don't know? I just, that, and then why is the Habitat house that I was supposed to get like literally right behind me? And why is it on my birthday of next year is when I'll be exactly here 10 years and I'll have squatters' rights? That might be a coincidence. But it just, and I'm probably throwing out things out there where you, the viewer, are like, those are coincidences. I understand that. But you don't know the full of it. You don't know the gist of it. I guarantee you, if you knew it all, you would agree with me. It's not my mental illness. I'm special. And I don't mean that with an air of an ego. I don't mean like I'm special, like I'm special. No, I don't mean it that way. I mean it as in it could be something bad. You know, I hate to say that I think I have a curse on my life, but I truly believe that, I'm just going to say it, I believe that there is a curse on my life. And I think that some energy, something, someone, or both, an energy, an entity, a person, several people, several entities, several energies, whatever, one or more of those and things I don't even know that's out there, does not want to see me live. A lot will you be like, because you have a greater purpose. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm definitely not going to agree with that just like that. No, I'm not. I don't know. I've told some of the stories to some of my friends and stuff, and they're like, only you would go through something like that. I'm like, that ain't even all of it. But I do owe it to you, my viewers, of when the law of attraction did work on a positive or good retrospect aspect. And I will share that with you. Today, no. But one day. I have to write them all down because there's so many of them. So much stuff has happened to me. And some of it doesn't mean anything, but a lot of it. You've heard that saying, there is no coincidences? If that's true, then my life is one big, what in the hell did all of this mean? And I'm a big advocate of trying to do the right thing, and then I have to ask myself, like, what did I do wrong? What did I miss? And why I went through so much suffering? Because I've suffered a lot. After talking to a lot of therapists and telling them the things I've been through, like, they have flat out told me, they're like, you've really suffered a lot. You spent a lot of your life just suffering. And with my anxiety as high as it is, the Ativan's finally calming it down. But I've been suffering for over a month. In the past week, it's been a little bit better. The Ativan. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm not suffering, I'm not suffering. The last week, it's been better. I'm still suffering though, but it's been better. It's been better. And I truly also believe that a lot of people that have been through every single thing I went through, I don't think they would be alive right now. I think they would have ended their life. And if you put mental illness with, those are the people that have no mental illness. I've been diagnosed with a mental illness, a learning disability, degenerative disc in my neck and my back, the learning disability, and emotional mental problems. I was molested for 3 years. Then later on I was raped. And believe it or not, the molestation and the rape is nothing compared to my broken heart. And I've said that several times on this channel. Matter of fact, I don't think life can throw too much more at me that's going to be worse than my broken heart. And that's why I told you before, if I win millions of dollars, it wouldn't faze me by much. Because when you have a broken heart, money doesn't do shit for you. And when you're sick, some money can help a sickness. Like if you have an infection, money can pay for antibiotics. And if you're a poor person in a poor country and you can't afford antibiotics, you're dead. But if money can't fix your health, then money doesn't mean anything. I would give up all the money if I could go back in time and fix to where my heart would never be broken, and what made my heart broken would have never happened. Because it not just hurt me, but it hurt others. And it destroyed my life and theirs. And I didn't break my heart. They did. When I say they, I'm talking about the same people that made stupid choices and brought me into it because I was a part of it. But it was their choices that they made. And when I say they, I actually only mean one person. And not only did my heart break, but after that, I realized I'm really all alone in this world. I really am. As much as I love my significant other. I've always been it's almost like an alien that comes to this earth, and no matter how much they would relate to the humans, they will always feel alienated and alone. I've had moments in my life where I feel connected. But as a whole, the little bit of connection that I've made, my heart's broken. And that's another thing. Once your heart is broken, it's hard to, like that saying, love again. You know, if someone breaks your heart, can you love again? But that's romantic love. I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm talking about love that's actually deeper than that. As far as my heart broken. One of two things. Either I was supposed to die, either I was supposed to die and or wasn't supposed to be born, and or I'm not supposed to be here. In life, energy, something does not want me in this world. And I'm not supposed to be here. Or B, and I don't think this is true, but it could be, there's going to finally be an end to all this suffering, and one day my life is going to get better. But I've been told that for so many years, and I'm not young anymore. I'm 48. After losing let's see here, one, two, three, 4 houses. Why can't you say 3 or 4? Well, it depends on your perspective. But at least 3. After having my heart broke, just like when people tell me, like, it's going to get better, just wait a little bit longer. And then 10 years go by, and not only has it not gotten better, but it got worse. Like, when is it going to get better? When I'm 92? You know how many people was told it's going to get better? Your life is going to turn around, and those people wind up homeless and then dying of, well, I don't know, the flu or pneumonia. Can you imagine how many people were told your life is going to get better? You got to have faith. Your life is going to turn around. And 10 years later, that person is dying. Not dead yet, but is dying of pneumonia on the street. And 2 days later, they die. They're already dead. Their life never got better. You know? Not everybody gets a happy ending. And let's be real here. I see people all around me, and it's just like their life just gets better and better and better and better. Their health gets better. They get more friends. They get more riches. It just keeps going. And then I see other people's life. But my life, it just keeps going down, and I can't figure it out because I'm not doing anything irresponsible. Like, what have I done in the past 20 years that was irresponsible to get me to have where I'm at today and lose so much and suffer so much? When I was a kid, I was always sick. And my mother used to blame me for it. She said God's punishing because I was She goes, you must have did something bad. I was not a bad person. I was not a bad kid. My mother said a lot of cruel things to me growing up. There was a lot of cruel stuff said to me in general by my family. And by others. You know, I don't think I've ever shared this with anyone. I think the first person who preyed upon me, they actually didn't get anywhere with me, but they were a predator. And I could sense this was my dad's friend. And I must have been really young. I think this was probably before I was even molested. Maybe around the same time, but I think even earlier. Because I remember there was a comic book. I told you it'd be worth watching all the way through. There was a comic book, and in the end, they had this handshaking thing where it shocks the person. And they had all kinds of stuff that you could get, like X-ray goggles and, the sea monkeys that come to life, instant life from water. Sea monkeys. Shock someone's hand. It's a hand buzzer. The X-ray vision goggles. It's just red thread, and it tricks your eye. Whatever. The back of comics. And I remember my dad's friend, I had brought those comics with me or something. I kept wanting my dad to buy it for me, or I'd want it or whatever. And I think it was a bar setting. I think he met his buddy up a couple times, actually, this happened. Because I remember one time it was a bigger bar. And I actually wanted to dance. But I didn't. Because they had played some music. I think he wanted me to dance, too. Yeah, he did. He did. But the first time I met him, there was a pistachio machine. Because I love pistachios. My dad would put a quarter or whatever in and buy me pistachios. And there was a machine next to it. It was like a lottery machine. And I remember that guy saying, if you want to come back to my house, I have all that stuff in the back of that catalog. And I had an uneasy feeling. Like, as a kid, I didn't know what sex was. I didn't know what molestation was. But you get these feelings. And something told me that if you go to his house, he has something else in mind. And I was very feminine and girly as a kid. Like, if you think I'm feminine now, I was way more feminine back then. And I think it was the second or third time we had met. Again, me and met up with his friend, buddy, whatever. And I remember it was a bigger bar. It was like longer. And I think he had played the music. Someone did. Maybe it was him. And I wanted to dance. Maybe I did a little bit. But I remember him wanting me to dance more. And I remember him telling me, again, he reiterated, if you ever come to my house, I would have all those stuff if your dad gives you permission to come to my house. And I'm like, not even a teenager. Like, I'm a little kid. What parent is this going to let their little kid go off with a stranger? Like, how am I going to get back home? And I think my dad maybe knew he was up to something, because not only did he not let me go with the guy, my dad didn't even go to his house. Like, if it's one thing for my dad not to go with him, of course not. But, like, my dad didn't also go to his house with me to see all the goodies that he supposedly got from in the back of the comics. But I think that was the time, or one of the times, that I could sense that I was different, and there was something up with the energies. Like the way my energy projected something that other boys' energy didn't. A feminine nature, if you will. And I tapped into this guy's energy, and it didn't seem like everyone else's. It was different, and not in a good way. Did I know that he was going to molest me or rape me? I was a little kid. I didn't know what that shit meant. But I had intuition. It's kind of like a dog can sense a bad person. It's in the senses. I could sense something wasn't right with this guy. I've suffered a lot in my life. I really wish I could write an autobiography. I wish it could be a movie. I know I'm gonna have a lot of haters say, "Oh, you ain't special." Well, you know what? Fuck you. Read my autobiography and then tell me I ain't special. Okay? Read it first. Before you judge me and prejudge me. And how many times have I been suicidal? And how many times I've tried it? Like I said, I've been through a lot in my life. I don't know what else to say. If whoever you are, you're an amazing person to stay this long on a video. And you're very special. I know whoever's watching this, you can't tell me what to do or do in my life. I'm not asking it. I kind of want to because it'd be life easier, right? Just tell me what to do in my life. I know I'm tired. Not sleepy tired. I'm tired of life. Sometimes I wish I could just sleep for like 2 weeks. And wake up and just no more anxiety, no more worry. But I have so much on my plate to worry about. It's like I'm living a nightmare and I'm going to wake up. And that's another thing too. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, did all this happen to me in the past 16, 17, 18, 20, 30, 35 plus years? Or was all this a bad nightmare? And I'm going to wake up back in my childhood home. And I'm still like 8, 9, 10, 13, 20, 21, 22 years old. Something. Somewhere. Just somewhere. You know, maybe some of the bad stuff happened. So I'm not going to wake up at 7. Maybe I'll wake up at 22. Or whatever. And it hurts deep when the people that you love have turned on you many times. And I've broken your heart many times. Like I said, you can have all the money in the world, but if you have a broken heart and you're sick, and a broken heart to me is a sickness. I truly believe that people literally can die of a broken heart. And you got different broken hearts. I'm not talking about like, oh, my girlfriend or my boyfriend after 6 months broke up from me. You'll get over it probably. More than likely. You may commit suicide like some stupid people do after a 6-month relationship or 2-week relationship. But I'm not talking about frivolous puppy love, breaking heart. It goes way deeper than that. Guess I'm gonna upload this. I don't know what I'm gonna call this video. My extra long video. Whoever's watching this, thank you. Thank you so much. Because by the time you watch this, it would already be uploaded. But I feel as if I'm with you right now. It's weird. It's weird. Let me know who you are. If you stay this long. Seriously. If you stay this long, I really want to know who stayed this long.